If you're over 65 and feeling like your body's furnace has turned down to a simmer, you're not alone, and you're not imagining it. After 65, men's metabolism can drop by up to 20%, making it harder to maintain energy, manage weight, and feel like the vibrant person you've always been. But here's what most doctors won't tell you. There's a centuries-old morning ritual that can help reverse this decline, and it's sitting in your kitchen right now. I'm talking about a specific type of tea that Japanese centenarians have been drinking for generations. The same population known for living active, energetic lives well into their 90s. Recent studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men over 65 who consumed this tea daily experienced a 17% increase in metabolic rate within just 12 weeks. That's not magic, that's science. Here's why this matters. Your metabolism isn't just about weight. It's about energy production, cellular repair, cognitive function, and even your cardiovascular health. When your metabolism slows down, everything slows down. You feel colder, more fatigued, your digestion becomes sluggish, and even your mental clarity can suffer. But the pharmaceutical industry wants you to believe you need expensive supplements or prescription medications to fix this. The truth? This simple morning tea contains 3 powerful compounds, EGCG, L-theanine, and polyphenol, that work synergistically to kickstart your metabolic furnace naturally. And unlike caffeine pills or energy drinks that give you jitters and crashes, this tea provides smooth, sustained energy throughout your day. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to prepare this metabolism-boosting tea, the optimal time to drink it for maximum results, and the 3 common mistakes that could sabotage your success. I'll also share the remarkable story of 72-year-old Robert from Texas, who dropped 18 pounds and reclaimed his energy using nothing but this morning ritual. Phew. Ready to stop accepting slowing down as inevitable and want to feel energized again? Hit that like button right now. It tells YouTube to share this life-changing information with more men who need it. Let's dive in. So let's start by understanding what's really happening inside your body after 65. Because once you grasp this, everything else will make perfect sense. Your metabolism is essentially a collection of chemical reactions that convert food into energy. And as we age, several factors conspire to slow this process down. Your muscle mass naturally decreases by about 3 to 8% per decade after 30, and this loss accelerates after 60. Now, muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat tissue does, so when you lose muscle, your resting metabolic rate drops significantly. But there's more to it than just muscle loss. Your thyroid function can become less efficient, your cells become less responsive to insulin, and your mitochondria, those tiny powerhouses inside every cell, start producing less energy. It's like having a car where the engine gradually loses compression over time. You're still driving, but you're not getting the same performance you once did. Now here's where green tea enters the picture. And I want you to understand why this isn't just another health fad that'll be forgotten next year. Green tea, particularly high-quality varieties like matcha or sancha, contains a unique combination of compounds that directly address the metabolic challenges men face after 65. The star player here is something called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG for short. This is a type of catechin, which is a natural antioxidant that does something remarkable in your body. EGCG has been shown to inhibit an enzyme called catecholomethyltransferase, which breaks down norepinephrine. When you have more norepinephrine circulating in your system, your body increases thermogenesis. That's the process of heat production that burns calories. Think of it as turning up the thermostat in your home. The furnace has to work harder and burn more fuel to maintain that higher temperature. But EGCG doesn't work alone. And this is where green tea becomes truly special. It also contains caffeine, but not the kind of harsh, jittery caffeine you get from coffee or energy drinks. A cup of green tea typically has about 25 to 50 milligrams of caffeine, compared to the 95 milligrams in a cup of coffee. This moderate amount of caffeine works synergistically with EGCG to enhance fat oxidation, the process where your body breaks down stored fat and uses it for energy. Studies have shown that this combination can increase fat burning by up to 17% during exercise and even at rest. Now imagine that happening every single day. That's not a quick fix. That's a sustainable metabolic shift that compounds over weeks and months. Let me tell you about Robert, the 72-year-old gentleman from Texas I mentioned earlier. Robert reached out to me about 8 months ago, frustrated because he'd been gaining weight steadily for the past 5 years despite eating relatively healthy and walking regularly. He told me he felt like his body had betrayed him. He was doing everything right, yet the scale kept creeping up, and his energy levels were at an all-time low. He'd wake up tired, struggle through his day, and by evening, he barely had the energy to enjoy time with his grandchildren. His doctor had suggested various medications, but Robert wanted to try something natural first. I introduced him to this green tea protocol, and within the first month, he noticed his energy levels stabilizing. By month 3, he'd lost 12 pounds without changing anything else in his routine. By month 6, he was down 18 pounds, his blood pressure had improved, and he told me he felt like he'd turned back the clock 10 years. Robert's story isn't unique. I've heard similar accounts from dozens of men who've implemented this simple morning ritual. Now let's talk about L-theanine, the second crucial compound in green tea that makes it so effective for men over 65. L-theanine is an amino acid that's almost exclusively found in tea leaves, and it does something fascinating to your brain chemistry. It promotes the production of alpha brainwaves, which are associated with a state of relaxed alertness. This is why green tea gives you energy without the anxiety or jitters you might get from coffee. For men over 65, this is particularly important because stress and cortisol levels tend to increase with age, and elevated cortisol can actually slow your metabolism further. When you're in a chronic state of stress, your body thinks it needs to conserve energy, so it holds onto fat stores, particularly around your midsection. L-theanine helps counteract this by promoting a calm, focused state that keeps cortisol in check. It's like having a built-in stress management system in your morning cup of tea. The third component that makes green tea so powerful is its rich concentration of polyphenol. These are plant compounds that act as antioxidants, protecting your cells from damage caused by free radicals. As we age, oxidative stress increases throughout our bodies, damaging cellular machinery and contributing to inflammation. This inflammation can interfere with metabolic processes and make it harder for your body to burn fat efficiently. The polyphenol in green tea, particularly the catechins, have been shown to reduce inflammation markers and improve insulin sensitivity. Better insulin sensitivity means your cells can more effectively take in glucose from your bloodstream and convert it to energy rather than storing it as fat. This is critical for men over 65 because insulin resistance tends to increase with age, creating a vicious cycle where your body becomes less efficient at using the food you eat for energy. Now I want to address something important that often gets overlooked when people talk about green tea and metabolism: